Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be wrapping up all the loose ends, tying up all the loose ends, wrapping up this project. What today's going to involve is finish up wiring. And you guys might be wondering, what do we got to wire? Well, the backup camera and all that stuff, that's fully finished. All I need to do is put the center console back in the car, put the interior back together. For that project, we're done. However, you guys did see the initial mock-up for the line lock and the two-step. Both those systems are working, but I used the wiring that came with those kits, and I'm not really a big fan of having loose switches and loose wiring, in the car. So today we're going to modify an aftermarket switch panel and kind of get rid of their switches and stuff, and we're going to go with their switch panel, but we're going to use it to control the items that I want it to control. Now you guys might be wondering what switch panel I'm talking about. I'm talking about this Nitrous Express C6 Corvette 2005 to 13 switch panel. Here's a little better shot of it. As you guys can see, it's a metal panel with the Nitrous Express lettering on it, and basically they gave you a momentary switch for the purge system, another momentary switch for the opener, momentary up, momentary down, and they gave you a standard switch for the nitrous bottle heater. Up, that's on. That switch is on. If it's in the middle, that's off. On the back of it, the middle momentary switch is just a 2-prong. The rest of these are 6-prong. These 6-prong buttons, really, I have no use for them. Like, I know for the nitrous systems, they've got multiple equipment, multiple pieces of electronics to turn on and off. Remote bottle openers, bottle heaters, stuff like that. And I think those take a lot of amperage and a lot of, draw and current. I simply have 2 wires to connect, and basically going to be an on-off switch. So we're just going to be using this panel. I'm going to be replacing these switches with just a standard single pull, single throw type of switch. And I'm going to get rid of the momentary switch. I really don't want it because, honestly guys, if I'm doing a burnout, for the line lock, just for example, if I'm doing a burnout and I'm in second gear, I'm shifting 1, 2, and having to hold a button down like that, that's not going to work. So I'm going to replace it with a standard switch, turn the line lock on, do my burnout through the gears, and then press it off when I don't need the system on anymore. And to give you more information on the switches that Nitrous Express uses, the buttons are actually made by a company called SCI. The part number is R13, so R13-112. That's for the 2-prong momentary switch. If you go to the SCI's website, they've got a very good breakdown document. You guys might be wondering why I decided to go with the Nitrous Express switch box. And as you guys can see here, I have my center console out of the car. We're still getting ready to get this thing put back together. Open up your center console, remove the ashtray, pull that out, and you guys will simply put the switch panel where the ashtray goes. Now, this actually clips in. You guys will see on the side there's little metal clips here. I'm not going to put this in until I actually finish this project up. But in general, that's what this is going to look like. It's going to be hidden inside the cigarette lighter console cover, and it'll be totally hidden. Now, there was another version of this switch panel that had 5 or 6 buttons on it, but honestly guys, I didn't realize how bad you have to cut this thing up. You guys have to cut this panel off, these doors, you have to cut that off. You have to cut this backing panel out right here. You have to cut this plastic bracket off, and then you lose your cigarette lighter. So you're cutting this whole thing apart, and you lose your power source. And honestly, guys, that ashtray only comes with the center console. You can't replace it. Now, you may be able to find these parts online used for someone that has, broken apart a center console. That center console was $400. GM does not sell the ashtray part separate, which is stupid. It's a piece of plastic, and if you guys look on the back of it, it's just held in with 4 Phillips head screws. 1, 2, 3/4. So that's pretty dumb, where you have a part that is like maybe $10 worth of plastic, but it's $400 because you have to replace the whole center console. So I don't know of anyone selling those parts individually. Maybe you can find them on eBay. I don't know, but for myself, I didn't want to cut that up since it is like $400. I may have to drill a hole in the back of this ashtray, out the side and out the back, just so that I could get the wiring through the ashtray and into the back of the panel. And if you guys ever decide to return the car back to stock, well, guess what? Still have your ashtray. So for myself, this was the best choice on the market. This switch panel was 60 bucks. Actually, it was a little less than that. It was like 55 something from Nitrous Express. I ordered it directly from them. Came in 2 days. That was priority mail, so I was kind of surprised by that. And I'll have a part number and link in the description below. I should be able to find these and get you guys more information about them. And one more thing, if you guys are concerned about the white lettering on here, you can always just take it off with some paint thinner. I'm sorry, lacquer thinner. I have a very rough mock-up of this. I have the 12-volt source coming into the switch for the line lock system. So let's test this out. I have the, like I said, I got the positive coming in. The second terminal is going to the line lock itself. Press up on the button. That clicking that you're hearing in the engine bay, that is the line lock actually engaging underneath the master cylinder. It's hard mounted to a metal thing, so that's probably why you're hearing it like extra loud. But when the car's on, you can hear it click, but it's barely on. And you're gonna see a red light turn on from underneath the hood. So I got the hood kind of popped up. That little red light that you guys are seeing, that is the two-step, basically that it's armed and that it'll work. So basically, anytime that red light is on, that two-step is active. I want a way to be able to kill that system without having to go under the hood and unplug it. And how am I going to do that? So I'm going to take that wire coming off of the clutch pedal switch, disconnect it from the clutch pedal switch, run it through the carpet and into the center console, into that switch panel, and I'm going to have it on the, that will be the 12-volt accessory in. And then the output, I'm going to run another wire back through the center console, the carpet and all that, back to the clutch pedal switch. Having it wired that way, it should allow you to be able to turn off the two-step when you don't need it. Like, it's just a safety feature, guys. Press the momentary switch in. Clutch is still pressed in, and I'm going to press the two-step. So you can see that that works. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that again, and then I'm going to release the switch. So clutch is pressed in, switch is pressed. Alright guys, as you just saw, the engine continued to rev as soon as I cut power with that momentary switch. As soon as that switch turned off, the engine just went up to like 5,000 RPM. So you might be able to use that during drag racing. I have no really intention of doing that. You know, when I'm going to be launching at the track, I'm going to rev it between, I have it set at 2,000 RPM right now. I may set it to 3. But guys, I have a positive displacement supercharger on here. Don't have a centrifugal. I don't have a turbo or twin turbo. You know, with the root style blowers, you simply don't need to rev them that high to get out of the hole. You know, they make power. It's linear power. As soon as you hit the gas, they start making power. So there's no turbo lag. There's no, I'm not sure if there's a such thing, but supercharger lag. Alright guys, as you can see, I got the final panel install done. I had to take this assembly back out and cut a little bit more of the change holder, ashtray, whatever you want to call it, and I had to cut a little bit more of the back panel that's behind it. That way the wires can go behind it and they can freely move back and forth. So as you can see, it closes, and as you saw, it opens up. So I'm fairly happy with this setup. I'll show you the lighting. So I got to start the car. Alright, I'm going to turn the two-step on and engage it here. And if you guys can see under the hood, there's a red light on. I'm going to let off the clutch. Alright, it's deactivated. And you'll see right here it's deactivated. It only fully engages when the clutch is pushed all the way in. So the two-step works. So there's gonna be a clicking noise from the Nitrous Express button. There's a little clicking noise under the hood. Both of these switches are working just fine. And if I don't want to see it, I can just push it out of the way and we're done. Alright guys, as you can see, I put the interior back together. Got the center console, the shifter, the armrest, the radio surround, and also we got the power switch. And as you guys can see with the power off, these won't activate. So these will be off, you know, as long as the 12 volt switch is not getting power, so these will always be off. Overall guys, you know, that switch panel will end up working out pretty well. The Nitrous Express panel, it is kind of thin, so you can bend it kind of easily, so just be careful when you're putting your switches in and when you're getting the switch locked into the ashtray, because mine bent a little bit. I had to bend it back, but just be careful with that. And overall, I mean, it went right in. Like I said, I did have to drill the holes bigger, like a lot bigger, but everything works. That's it for the electronics and wiring up all the accessories. You know, this has been a long project, and we're pretty much gonna be ready for the drag race and show scene this spring and summer. So hopefully you guys will see some drag racing videos pretty soon. All right guys, before we go, I do have an update. We do have t-shirts finally. You can pick them up in the link below. This is the Corvette one that I ordered. Now this shirt took a couple weeks to get, just because the way I set up the first run was like a 30-day campaign. I was checking out the Teespring website. Apparently you can set them up for 3 days and never ending. So you guys should be able to order a shirt and get it print and shipped within 3 days, something like that. So it should come quicker than it took. This took about 2 weeks, which honestly guys isn't a long time, but you know, here's the front. Like I said in previous videos, it's the YouTube channel logo and a speedometer that's maxed out, and on the back we've got a Corvette logo with all the social media information. And I also have an SS one. I've ordered some of those for myself, and it just hasn't come in yet. So don't forget to check out the Teespring links. You can get t-shirts and hoodies, and the second link is going to be to my eBay site. That you'll have key tags, stickers, as well as any various items that I've pulled off the cars that are for sale at any time. So just to help recuperate some project money. So if you guys want to help support the channel, check out all those links. And if you guys like the video, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. Thanks and have a great day.